Marvel kicks off Phase 5 with a bang after the release of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Jeremy Renner tells his story of true heroism after his near-death experience with a snowplow. Is Jonathan Majors out as Kang the Conqueror? This is the Movie Nation.
This is the DTNT Movie Nation.
Hello everyone, I'm Jerome Turman.
And I'm Nancy Trusto. Today, we'll be talking everything Marvel.
From the start of Phase 5 to Jeremy Renner's fight for his life after a tragic accident. But first, here's our lead story. And now, for our lead story. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 hit the theaters this past weekend and provided an action-packed and stirring finale for a franchise that has proven to be one of Marvel's biggest success stories. Arriving 6 years after the last installment, this edition lives up to the hype. A spectacular adventure filled with spirit and fun, this latest version of The Guardian leaves you fulfilled but still wanting more. The story revolves around the whole group, including Star-Lord, Groot, Drax, Mantis, Gamora, and Nebula, as they must journey to confront the High Evolutionary in order to save Rocket's life. But it soon becomes clear that what's at stake is the future of the galaxy. The star of the show turns out to be the good-natured but goofy Drax, with Dave Bautista showing us his comedic skills. It's his character, who's so violent and heartless, that turns out to be a favorite with the little kids. The sense of a final ending is inevitable, and the suspicion that the Guardians are going to be reshuffled into the MCU at some stage in the future has been set. Marvel has always brought energy and fun to the Guardians, and it'll be sad to see them go. Now, for our lead block. Samuel L. Jackson speaks about the upcoming Marvels movie. Jackson hints at the need to see 3 Disney Plus shows to fully understand the new upcoming Marvels movie set to release this fall. The Marvels storyline will be best understood with the added context of previous shows such as WandaVision, Ms. Marvel, and the upcoming Secret Invasion. WandaVision introduces Monica Rambeau, who became the Marvel hero known as Photon, who plays a major role in the Marvels' central plot. Alongside Photon and Danvers is Kamala Khan, whose standalone show Ms. Marvel serves as an origin story and a direct prequel to the upcoming movie. According to Samuel L. Jackson, the long-awaited show Secret Invasion will provide continuity and a deeper meaning to the blockbuster film when the series is finally released. In a recent feature done by Empire magazine, Jackson spoke about his upcoming series called Secret Invasion and how it sets the stage for the anticipated Captain Marvel sequel. Jackson says the series has to happen so that the Marvels can happen. All these things are connected in an interesting sort of way. We'll have more on Marvel's Secret Invasion later in our show. Marvel has released the name of the working title of Deadpool 3. According to the Cosmic Circus, the Deadpool 3 working title has reportedly been set as Tidal Wave. The name may be a reference to the Wave of Ultimatum event in the comics, where Magneto goes up against the entire Ultimate Universe to avenge the death of his children, Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. Now, this theory holds merit when you take into consideration all of the X-Men cameos that are said to be in the movie, including the long-awaited team-up between Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Jackman decided to come out of superhero retirement to reprise his iconic X-Men role for the movie.
How is Wolverine alive?
Yeah.
After Logan.
Logan takes place in 2029, totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan, not touching that.
Deadpool 3 is scheduled to arrive in the theaters on November 8th, 2024. Now here's Paige with our Hollywood headliner.
I'm Paige McDowell, and in our Hollywood headliner, Marvel Studios cast the major horror star to film in the highly anticipated Blade film. According to Deadline.com, the breakout star in the horror genre, Mia Goth, is now a part of the MCU. She will be joining the Oscar winner Mahershala Ali in the upcoming Blade reboot. For those who may not know, Blade is a half-human, half-vampire, and despite his mixed heritage, has dedicated his life to hunting vampires. He has all the strength of a vampire, but none of their weaknesses except a thirst for blood.
I'm Nancy Tresco with the cover story. The shape-shifting Skrulls are invading the Earth, and it's up to Nick Fury to expose them. Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson, will be joined by former allies Maria Hill and Everett Ross. Together they race against time to thwart an imminent Skrull invasion and save humanity. The Earth is in danger because the evil shape-shifting Skrulls have installed themselves in the world's governments and are seeking to take over the planet, forcing us all to ask the question of, who can we trust? Marvel's Secret Invasion premieres June 21st on Disney+.
Is Marvel looking to recast Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror? The possible change is the top story in this edition of the rumor mill. Joblo.com reports that some outlets speculate Marvel could recast Majors following his arrest earlier this year. According to a statement from the New York Police Department, the victim informed police she was assaulted, and the officers placed the 33-year-old Jonathan Majors into custody without incident. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the charges listed against Majors include strangulation, assault, and harassment. The woman sustained minor injuries. Majors was released from custody shortly after being arrested. Majors' character Kang is a significant part of Marvel's plan for Phase 5 and Phase 6. Recasting Kang is possible, but may be difficult, with uncertainty lingering and having a number of different activities in progress as production schedules loom. Marvel must decide if they're sticking with Majors or looking to recast the role of their biggest archvillain since Thanos. Who will be battling the most iconic family of heroes in Marvel's newest edition of the Fantastic Four? According to Direct.com, a new rumor appears to shed some light on who will be the Fantastic Four's first villain for the Marvel Studios' next big film of the first family of superheroes. Insider Jeff Snyder revealed on the Hot Mic podcast that Marvel Studios will utilize both Galactus and his herald, the Silver Surfer, as the villains in the MCU's upcoming Fantastic Four movie coming out in 2025. Snyder heard that director Matt Shakman has plans to go very cosmic with this film, using both Galactus and the Silver Surfer in the movie. Now, here's Nancy with the Straight from the Heartbeat section of the show.
Thanks, Paige. In this edition of Straight from the Heartbeat, we take a look at the tragic story of Jeremy Renner. Recently, CNN covered a story where Diane Sawyer interviewed Renner about his horrific encounter with a snowplow.
Do you remember the pain?
Oh, all of it. Yeah, I was awake through every moment.
What started out as a blustery, wintry day turned into a horrifying experience for Jeremy Renner and his nephew Alex. They had been trying to tow a vehicle out of the snow using a snowplow. The snowplow slid on the ice, and Renner, being concerned about Alex, who was in the path of the moving plow, stuck his foot out of the plow to see if he could get a visual on where his nephew was. That's when tragedy struck. He then lost his balance and fell out of the cab when he forgot to put the parking brake on. The actor was then pulled under the moving plow, which weighs more than 14,000 pounds.
I'd do it again.
You'd do it again?
Yeah, I'd do it again. Because it's going right at my nephew.
Renner's injuries included 8 ribs broken in 14 places, a broken eye socket, broken knee, a collapsed lung, and his liver pierced from a rib bone. Renner was rushed to the hospital and began to fight for his life. After hours of successful surgeries, he began his road to recovery. His doctors believe because Renner was in top physical shape, it assisted him in both his survival and recovery. But it was extremely touch and go.
You said to your family, I'm sorry.
4 months after his horrific snowplow accident in Nevada, Jeremy Renner walked the red carpet in Los Angeles for the premiere of his new Disney Plus show, Renovations. We look forward to seeing Renner back on the big screen soon, living life to the fullest and bringing our beloved Hawkeye back to the Marvel Universe.
Marvel Studios continues their amazing power over the movie industry with Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 5. In the wake of the epic events of the Avengers saga, Marvel Studios used Phase 4 to introduce new characters, bringing more excitement and buoyancy to the franchise with movies like Thor: Love and Thunder, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. However, Phase 5 is poised to be much darker. It kicked off with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, an epic adventure for Scott Lang and his motley crew as they go head-to-head with Kang the Conqueror. It will be followed up by Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Blade, and Disney Plus's Secret Invasion. Phase 5 is setting up to be an exciting adventure filled with action, comedy, drama, and suspense. Stay tuned for all Marvel has waiting for their loyal fans.
Today we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and Volume 3 was the best one of them all. It was written so well. It's important to have all the special effects, but if you don't have a strong story, it means nothing. There was never a moment where I lost interest or where it was dull. They were constantly moving the story forward.
I definitely expected Disney to kill someone off like they always do. And it did seem like they were going to at first, and then Star-Lord came back to life. And with Disney, you never know when they're gonna die, and no one's ever dead until they're truly dead. And Disney makes it difficult to differentiate sometimes, because they'll keep on making people look dead, and then they'll actually kill someone, and you'll be like, no, they're just gonna come back to life, because that's what they do.
Let's give the galaxy something to remember us by.
The movie was awesome. I loved it. It displayed the characters in a great way. I loved Rocket Raccoon especially, and that they showed his background and where he came from and how he came to be, and how he was mistreated when he was a baby, and what created him to be, what made him to be the type of character that he is. Loved it. There was great humor in the movie, and all the characters were wonderful. I loved how they displayed them and the way it ended up.
Me to create counter us. I don't care. I don't need another speech by some impotent whack job rationalizing why he needs to conquer the universe.
That ends our segment of the Hollywood Roundtable, but it also ends our show.
We look forward to seeing you on the next episode of DTNT Movie Nation. I'm Nancy Trusco.
And I'm Jerome Turman. We'll see you next time.